Hi, greetings from the kitchen. This is Amy Jo on day 9 of Change Your Self-Talk, Change Your Life, otherwise known as Stop It. I didn't even pay any attention to this today, but I had a really kind of an up and down day. I am human. I woke up a bit grumpy, and I allowed myself to stay a bit grumpy. And then I realized that I had been inundated by, thousands of people every single day for the past 5 days. And maybe I should have done the building better boundaries before I went to bed last night. And maybe I should have even contemplated putting on boundaries, you know, after I woke up this morning. But, I'd rather just argue with my husband and feel righteous for a while because that's what we do. Anyway, later on in the day, I started to recognize the fact that, hey, I wasn't centered, I wasn't grounded, and I wasn't feeling myself. So you find me tonight, I've got I'm fresh from the bathtub, having gone in and watched a movie. So I've got my hair unbrushed. I've let my hair down, wearing my bathrobe. My kitchen's a mess. But you know what? I've had a good day. Once I remembered that getting myself together was kind of an important task. I went ahead and, I said my name 3 times, which brings my energy back to me. And I say, I am Amy Jo Ellis and only. And that starts to move that energy out. Thank goodness I remembered to do this by about, 10:30, 11 o'clock this morning. But I just want to say that it's part of the self-talk and being like kind to yourself. Yeah, I had kind of I was kind of in a grumpy mood this morning and I wasn't being myself. That's not who I normally am. That's who I was being in that moment. And um, I didn't, no harm, no foul. I wasn't foul. I just was a bit grumpy. And the more you don't feel like yourself, the more you definitely don't want to clear your energy. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind that you should be clearing your energy. I do it a minimum of twice a day, and sometimes as many as 5 to 7 times a day, depending on how dirty I've allowed my energy to get, what places I've gone into. Raymond Grace goes about the whole thing with clearing his energy, clearing the energy of a location before he goes. Well, he lives in the mountains and doesn't go out into very busy places. So it's pretty easy for him to remember to clear before he gets there. I live kind of near the town, and I can get swept up onto running into the post office really quick without really thinking about where all I'm going to be today. But I had an observation earlier today when I was talking with Ken, and we were saying, I don't feel like myself. I don't feel right. And so I'm hearing myself saying things about, this doesn't feel right to me. This doesn't feel right. So those are kind of clues to clue in on what you're talking. So the next topic that I really kind of wanted to go and touch on today was to bring yourself into speaking about the things that you want to bring about. And you can say, I can say to myself, oh, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. I don't feel good. Well, that kind of chatter doesn't do anything but make you not feel good. If you'll change it around and begin to say to yourself, I would rather feel good today. I wish I felt better today is a better statement than I don't feel good. I wish I felt better today, at least is setting you in the right direction. And you can even uplift it a little bit more than that and say, when I feel better, I'm choosing to do this. That gets you a little farther in the direction of which you're going. So keep in mind these little subtleties of which direction your self-talk is taking you. I don't feel good continues to take you in that direction. If you stop and say, I really wish I felt better. If I felt better today, I would be doing this. If I felt better today, I would be doing that. And then you can stop and say, what am I doing? And try to set yourself into actually taking a little bit of action in doing. When I went with Neil Donald Walsh on his retreat, he hired me. I don't know if any of you know that, but he hired me to come up and sing at one of his retreats. And when I was up there, he had this be, do, have exercise. And he would say that in order to have something, you should be the way you would be when you have it. So you should be the way you would be if you had it. You should do the things you would do if you had that goal. And then having the goal would appear. And everybody else wants to say, oh, once I have the car, then then I will be happy. And they want to have it first. So I remember that I was getting really sick one time and I thought, what am I doing being sick? What am I doing, physically doing, being sick? And I realized I was taking really shallow breaths. I was kind of putting my focus down toward the ground. And I was being inside my body in that pain. And I thought, well, what if I changed my physiology about this illness? And instead of breathing really shallow and looking down at the ground, what if I put my focus up and looked up and began to take deeper breaths? Well, I immediately started to feel better. I started to be better because I started to behave better. I started to have better health. So you might look into what you're doing, what you're saying, how you're thinking about the things around you. I know I'm rambling. It's, 10:20, which means it's 20 minutes after my bedtime. And I am in my pajamas, folks. But like I said, after 5 days of the fair, today, instead of saying I'm tired, I just was like, I'm ready for a day off. And guess what? I get that day off right after I do that big class tomorrow morning at 9:30. So if you're going to be part of the class tomorrow at 9:30, hope to see you there. It will be fun. And that is what is that class? Changing your lives or something like that. Anyhow, forgive me for being kind of lazy tonight. I'm just rambling around and hopefully making a little bit of sense because I'm live. Can't go back and delete this one. So hugs to all of you, over and out.